This is dedicated to Rachalea Bas Rav Chaim Tzvi. Questions and answers of the day. I've been religious for 14 years, and thank God I have a wonderful husband, children, and life. I began the process of becoming frum after 28 years of feeling totally and unhappily alone and lost. Even before I became observant, my relationship with my parents was not a good one. They never really accepted me, and I don't truly accept them for who they are either. We have limited connection with my parents because even though they're tolerant of our food needs, they make no attempt to follow the guidelines I've set for them to be with my children. There's so much anger, hurt, resentment between us that it's just easier not to see them. They're emotionally boundaryless and therefore unsafe to be around. I have only one sister, and we had managed to stay somewhat connected and see each other a few times a year. My sister is married to a non-Jew, and feels very strongly that her choice is a valid one and that I should respect it. There's not much of an opportunity for kiruv here. Her children and mine are becoming young teenagers, and I have to be extremely careful of what my children are exposed to when they visit. It's only becoming more difficult as they become older. My mother is very physically sick now, but I've opted out of seeing her or talking to her because I can't take the hurtful things she says in her anger. Maybe if I were emotionally healthier, I could do it, but I'm not, and I need to protect myself. My priority is being a sane mother, and I cannot do anything that compromises my ability to take care of myself and my family. My sister's become, for the first time, very angry at me. She feels the burden of caretaking our parents has fallen upon her. It's mostly emotional support she's providing. She does not accept my choice not to be involved, and is not talking to me now. My question is this: if it is even possible, should I try to make peace with my sister? It feels like we have been heading towards this place for a long time. Aren't we just going to keep coming back to the same place anyway? Eventually I will have to do something for religious reasons that she will not be able to accept or forgive. So maybe I should just let the relationship go now. Do you know any Balei Tshuva who have successful family relationships with intermarried siblings and or emotionally unhealthy parents? It's very hard to let go and move forward and live in the present when there's so much of my past that feels broken and makes me feel broken. You're not in an easy situation. I'm going to answer your last question first. I know many Balei Tshuva, not one, not two, not 5, not 10. Many Balei Tshuva who have healed their relationship with their emotionally unhealthy parents after and as a result of their tshuva. I know a significant number of Balei Tshuva who have managed to have good relationships with their intermarried siblings. So the reason I'm stressing this is if you could press a magic button and be there, you'd be there. There is no magic button. But I have no doubt, as a serious person and as a Balas Tshuva, that if there was a magic button you could press, so you could be the perfect daughter to your mother without harming yourself, the perfect sibling to your sister without harming your children, you would have pressed that button. So my answer is going to be on that assumption. But there is no magic button. There are ways to get there. None of them are painless. None of them are easy. But you could be there. It depends on whether you're willing to do the work. Okay, the first thing, I don't know you, so I'm going to make a suggestion, but I'm going to flesh out the suggestion. I strongly, strongly recommend that you read the beginning of Chovos Halavavos, Studies of the Heart, The Gate of Trust in Hashem, where it tells you that if you trust Hashem, if you really trust Hashem, and I'll talk about what that means, then you believe that there's nothing that any person could do that will harm you. Let's talk about what really trusting Hashem means. It means believing that the situations that He puts forth for us are beneficial, or for our tikkun, could have the effect of gaining us atonement and bring us to a higher level than we ever could have gotten without difficult situations in life. Included in this is the choice of what family you're born into. So I'm going to begin by talking about your relationship with your parents. They've never really accepted you, and you've been honest enough to say you've never accepted them for who they are either. You don't have to accept them. You do have to keep the mitzvah of kibud av va'em. It doesn't have to be in concert with your feelings towards them emotionally. You don't have to accept that the choices they made in life are the best choices, or that the words they say are the best words. You do have to, in any case, disengage yourself from reaction. They are who they are. That's the truth, and that's the truth you have to live with. That doesn't obligate you to fashion yourself in their image. You could be whoever you want to be in this relationship. You could liberate yourself from reaction. And indeed, the Torah commands you to. So the next thing that you write is that although they're tolerant of your food needs, they make no attempt to follow the guidelines I've set up to them to be with my children. So you're introducing another issue